What is up, guys? It's Kid Slovakia HD here with a pack opening video for you today. I do get one decent player at the very end of this video, which is above 100,000 coins, so you will hear me, jizz a little bit towards the end. But throughout the next 6 minutes of me opening some packs, which I do get some good people in, like Guts are here, I will be doing pretty much like a discussion about Arsenal and the North London derby on Sunday. But before I go into that, I would like to give a massive thanks to my subscribers. I know there's only about 17 of you right now, but I'm so happy on my first video on my first channel to get over 150 views in 3 days. That's, not a lot to some people, but that's awesome. I couldn't thank you enough. I also want to thank the FIFA 13 community, especially the FIFA 13 Ultimate Team forums, for giving me such a boost. There's one guy on there that I can't say his name, but because I can't pronounce it, but he knows who he is. He knows who he is. He helped me out. He welcomed me on one of my accounts and spread the video around a little bit and just basically gave me a warm reception to my first video, gave me a chance, which not a lot of people on the FIFA 13 forums do. Some of them can be arseholes, but the majority of them are really nice lads. So thank you to all of you that from the forums that looked at it, liked it, critiqued it. Everything was taken on board, and I do thank you a lot for that. But let's move on to the main topic of discussion, the North London derby. So from the last video, you'll know that I'm an Arsenal fan. So Sunday was not a great day for me. I believe that the bragging rights are now with Spurs. I believe that on Sunday the defence was not good enough, especially Vermaelen and Mertesacker. Typical, right? Those two always. I also believe that it was a stupid decision to start Giroud ahead of Podolski. As soon as I saw that news, I started kicking off, not going to lie, because I personally think Podolski is a 10 times better player than Giroud. Give me your opinion on that in the comments below. But yeah, the fact that we lost 2-1 isn't the bad part. It's the fact that after the game, that Wenger can go into a press conference and still say that we have to work really hard to finish top 4. I mean, when has the guy ever been honest in this past season? Why can't he just say, okay, yeah, it's going to be a struggle, we need to play well? Because if anyone saw the interview, you'll know he would just look completely depressed. He would not literally make any eye contact with the reporters. He was looking at the floor and sounded really down. Well, to be fair, he has no reason to sound depressed and really down. It's his fault. I'm not going to lie, it's his fault and the board's fault. Why didn't you strengthen the team in January? All this crap about how there's not enough decent players, there's not enough decent talent around. Well, yes, there is. Look at it. Look at the people Newcastle signed. I would have killed for people like Yanga and Biwa. I honestly love the guy. I rate him so much. Or Sissoko. Look at how much of a decent signing Sissoko is. And that's what Arsenal needed. Like a good, strong midfielder that can play defensive midfielder as well. That's exactly what we need, because Mikel Arteta, I love the guy. Mikel Arteta is probably one of my favourite Arsenal players right now, but he's not physically fit for defensive midfielder. But the question I'm asking you guys, and I want you to get involved with the comments, is that if you had the £75 million that the board are going to give Wenger in the summer, who would you spend that £75 million on? Who would you sell and who would you buy? And do you think that your players, the team that you make in the comment section, could win a cup? Because let's be honest, I honestly have a gut feeling that we'll finish 5th. I have a gut feeling we won't get Champions League, but we'll get Europa. So potentially, do you think your team could win the Champions League if we finish your top 4? Do you think if we finish in 5th, we could win the Europa? Do you think your team could win the Capital One Cup or the FA Cup or even the Premier League? Do you think that the players that you have selected are top drawer enough to win Arsenal something and end this 8-year trophy drought? Because personally, I agree with what Ian Wright said. I think it will take a lot more money than 75 million to turn Arsenal into a top team again, into a top 2 contending team. Because the fact of the matter is that it wouldn't have cost that much at the beginning of this season, because we were still in the Champions League at the beginning of this season. I mean, if you look at it, if we finish 6th, potentially, if Everton have a strong finish, what kind of top quality player like Cavani or Götze is going to want to go to a team that can't even promise them Europa League football? That's the worry for me. That is the worry for me. I don't think that any Arsenal fan wants to think about that, because then that eliminates all possibilities of any decent players coming to us, like Juvetic. Why would Juvetic, who is playing for Fiorentina now, who is linked with teams like Man City, who's linked with teams I've heard like with Inter and Juventus, why would he want to come to a team that are 6, potentially lower in the Premier League? Why? That's the question that every Arsenal fan has to ask themselves. But do you think reverting back to the point, do you think your team could win a cup? And most importantly, do you think that your team would gel instantly? Do you think that it would take a season to gel and that Arsenal would be on the potential decline that they are now for another season? Or do you think it would be an instant impact? It depends. All I can hope for is that we just do not return to France, and we do not buy any more of these French overrated players, or these overrated players who play for French teams like Gervinho and Giroud, because everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's just the way life is. But I go to literally all the away games, and I can say that I've definitely got the right to say that I do not like Giroud on my team. I think he's taking too long to develop. I don't think we have time. And Gervinho, at the start of the season, I thought he was going to do something, but now, nothing. I honestly would rather sell Gervinho for a loss than keep him at the team. I honestly would. But anyway, as well, the last thing I want to say to you as well is that if this was your team, because Arsenal apparently have turned down a proposal of a £1.5 billion investment from a Dubai consortium, the final question I'm going to give to you before we skip to the clip of me jizzing my pants is, if it was your team, no matter what League 1, League 2, whatever club you support, would you want the 1.5 billion investment? Would you want short-term gain or long-term security? Anyway, let's get to me jizzing, guys. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and hope you enjoy this clip. Please, please. Did I fucking say? Oh, I fucking please. Oh, Neymar! Neymar! Yeah, buddy, got me a Neymar, Da Silva Santos Jr. Neymar. Oh, it's official. It's so official. My dick has just exploded. Oh my god. Whew.